What up, G Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another message. Make sure you like and subscribe. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. I would highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. It don't cost a damn thing. You help my channel out. Don't forget to check out my second channel, Man in Society M.O.D. That's Man in Society M.O.D. That's where we go live and talk about almost anything. Right now, what I wanted to talk about was I was asked, right, by a few subscribers of mine, and I've been getting asked this question for quite some time, right? I just never got to making a video, which is, what are my thoughts on the YouTube yarda? Now, for those who are not aware, the taboo, street genre, prison genre, whatever they refer to it as a YouTube yarda. Why? I don't know why. People have an infatuation with prison or something like that. I don't know. I don't understand, their fascination with it, right? But some people, I guess, I don't know, want to feel like how it's like to be incarcerated. I actually don't understand where it comes from, right? But people have an infatuation with prison life. Now, so they try to run it like the penitentiary, which that's just some individuals, right? Because on it, obviously it's just YouTube, right? There's no rules and there's no structure and stuff like that. It's just social media. But people just do it just to have fun, right? It's their way of having fun. People have, different ways of what they find, amusing or entertaining, right? So whatever helps people, pass the time, right? So some people refer to it as the yard, right? So they try to establish prison rules to social media, which in itself is strange, right? Because at the end of the day, this is social media. People could watch and conduct themselves however they choose and speak about whatever they choose to speak about, right? Now, not to say that, people will agree with that, right? But they're entitled to because it's a free country. Now, so, people obviously, I guess it'll be people that have never been incarcerated that have an infatuation with it, right? Because individuals from the actual streets never talk about prison. Prison to them is irrelevant, right? Even though it comes with the life, but meaning people out here don't give a fuck about individuals, where they've been at. When individuals, are gangbanging out there, they don't hit up fools and be like, hey, where you from? Hey, what level were you at? What were you busted at? Hey, what level? Were you on a level 4 yard or a level 3 yard, or what level yard were you in? They don't ask those kind of questions. They could give a fuck less if they were, on the other side, or if they're on a level 4. They're asking where you're from, and they're just looking to blow brains out. And the level of yard that you were in is not going to be able to save that or stop that from happening. You know what I mean? And like I said, even when homies are chilling in the neighborhood, they're never talking about prison. You know what I mean? Those conversations never get brought up, right? Like, they'll get brought up, like, in a sense, like, oh, yeah, the homies busted. Where's he at? For we could write him a letter or something like that, right? But it's never like, people are not, like, hearing war stories about prison and stuff like that, bro. They're not having those kind of discussions. On here, people are I guess that's what they think. That's what homies talk about, right? But nobody gives a fuck about none of that, right? Out here. So where you been at is not going to be able to save you out here, because individuals out here, when they're gangbanging, they don't give a fuck where you been at. You know what I mean? Because when they're putting in work, they're just putting in work, period. And like I said, individuals are not asking, what levels, and those levels are not going to be able to save you. So it's irrelevant at the end of the day. So why people are infatuated with it, I don't know. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would people want to live like that or apply prison rules to social media is strange in itself. No hate to the ones that's what you do to pass your time and stuff like that, right? But I'm saying for those who actually take it serious, right? Because I understand that most trolls are just having a good time and it's not serious, right? They just do it just to get on people's nerves and etc., right? But then there is some people out there that actually really do take it seriously and try to act like they know how the game is when they have no clue. Because how are you going to know about something you never experienced, right? Or are not a part of, so, therefore you're just, speculating, and speculation is never facts. And that's just the way of, how things work. So overall, in my personal opinion, I don't see, or refer to it as a YouTube yada that, right? It's just YouTube, you know. And like I said, people get to do whatever they choose, right, and please, right? It's just the internet. Now, people have their morals and what they stand on and choose to, live by that, right? And choose to not, maybe, mess with certain channels and stuff like that. But yeah, but that's to each and every man's, own morals and what they stand on, right? But not to say that that's a universal rule or that people have to live like them or do as they do. You know what I mean? Um, because like I said, this is just social media. It's not that serious, right? It's not. If you want to conduct street business, like if you want to live like by the street rules and apply street rules and live by street codes on the internet, then take your ass to the streets. If you really want to be holding rules and living by like the street rules, then take your ass to the streets where it belongs. This is the internet. You don't get to apply rules or get to do this and that. That belongs in the streets. We're supposed to. So take your ass to the streets and you want to be, on that level. What are you doing, trying to be on that level on the internet where it doesn't count, where it doesn't belong, where it's irrelevant, where it don't count for nothing? You want to live like that? You want to be like that? Then take your ass to the streets. It's on here. This is just the internet, my guy. And that's just the facts of things. You know what I'm saying? Because all that street, talking all that is irrelevant when it comes to the internet. You know what I mean? Because that's where it counts. That's where it belongs. That's where real shit goes now. And where the real players play. Don't try to throw your weight around on the internet. Like if you're doing something. You know what I'm saying? And overall, that's just the reality of things. Gangbanging just doesn't belong on the internet. So that's overall my perspective and my opinion when it comes to that, right? Because, paperwork, and everything else that's street related doesn't belong on here, right? It should be left in the streets where it belongs. And, you don't get points for being on the internet, huffing your chest out. But that's just my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Shadow, we out.